Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tricia Sloma. It's a busy afternoon here in Michiana, and unfortunately, some troubling stories are making headlines. We start with the developing story that we first brought you early this morning out of South Bend. 4 people are hurt, and 1 is in critical condition after a fire that broke out late last night. News Center 16's Christine Karsten has been following this story for us all morning long. So, Christine, I understand you have new information about one of the victims who is in critical condition.
Tricia, we have a lot of new information for you at this hour. We now know that the victim in critical condition has been taken to the Fort Wayne Burn Center. Metro Homicide tells me he is in extremely critical condition. Now, take a look at behind me. This is the home where it all happened. You can see all of the fire damage. Metro also says it appears the fire was caused by an outside source, possibly a Molotov cocktail of some sort that was thrown through a window. We spoke with one man who lives right down the street from this home. He tells me he was one of the first people to get to the scene and says it was controlled chaos.
I just ran up the street as fast as I could, thinking, if I can get there a little bit in time, maybe I could help, do something. But by the time I rose, the fire was already busting out the windows.
It was around 11:40 p.m. Tuesday night when crews were dispatched here to the 800 block of Greenview Avenue in South Bend.
It was a parade. It was just a parade of lights.
They were told there was a house on fire and people were inside, a fire now labeled suspicious.
I came up side of the road right there. I was across the street, and I just saw flames on the side of the house right there, and they were just ablaze. They were just out of control.
When they arrived, they found out 4 people were inside the home at the time of the fire. A man was critically injured, suffering extensive burns over his entire body. The other 3 victims also suffered from burns and smoke inhalation. They are expected to survive.
They were able to retrieve one of the bodies out of the side of the house. It was an older black male, and he was resuscitated. They got him in a breathing treatment and stuff like that. They got the ambulance here. There was a couple people, I guess relatives, friends of the people in the house. One lady was dropping to her knees, all hysterical, and they were trying to lift her up so she wouldn't fall and fainting. There was one younger black male that was there, and he was being hysterical. He was screaming and yelling, dropping to his knees, being all hysterical, oh my God, that's my house, or I know someone in the house.
St. Joseph County Metro Homicide has taken over the investigation because of the seriousness of the victim's injuries.
I kind of felt like, if I would have been there just a little bit earlier, maybe I could have got in, maybe helped him, someone else could have done it.
Now, as you can imagine, the investigation is ongoing. They have not released names as of yet, but Metro Homicide is asking for any help from witnesses. Anybody who knows anything, give them a call at Metro Homicide. Of course, you can call Crime Stoppers, but a lot of help they're needing right now, Tricia. So if anyone knows anything, that's the best thing you can do right now.
Absolutely. Well, Christine, do you know if the people inside this home actually owned it or if that is a rental?
Yeah, well, hanging out here this morning, I talked to a few neighbors who tell me that they believe that they're renting, that they actually moved in about 4 months ago. While I was here as well, the owner stopped by to look at the damage. He tells me that he moved out months ago, that he had someone else be responsible for the renting, so he didn't know the family inside this house, but he did tell me that he's been living in this home for more than 20 years, so a hard day to stop by and see all of this damage and really not know who was inside when it happened or how it happened.
Well, our thoughts are with those injured in that fire, especially the one critically injured. All right, thanks so much. Christine Karsten reporting live from South Bend. Thank you for the updates.